Hello there, and welcome to shoulder mobility. A lot of us have limited range in our shoulders. So when we try to go into overhead work, what happens is to get that alignment, we start to extend the rib cage and start to compress to the lumbar spine. So today we're going to go over a few therapeutic methods on how to relieve shoulder tension and really open up that mobility. All you're going to need is a myofascial release ball. And if you don't have that, a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball will work great, and a set of yoga blocks. So when you're ready, let's go. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is find a comfortable seated position, and we're going to do resisted shoulder shrugs. So we're going to do everything on one side to begin with, just so you can see the difference. If you like, it might be helpful too to stand in front of a camera or a mirror and just see where your natural shoulder mobility lands before you start to warm up the shoulder joints and the surrounding muscles. So I'm going to start with my left side. So placing the right hand right on top of that left shoulder, and just try to shrug the shoulder up towards the ear as you simultaneously push the hand down into that shoulder. So you're just trying to resist the shoulder shrug. And we're just going to do about 10 repetitions. So there's 4, and then try to keep your pressure nice and even. 5, and breathe. 8, 9, and 10, and slowly release. And now we're going to do some shoulder cars. So we're going to play around with this a little bit. So at first, just start to allow that shoulder to come forward and back and almost feel as if it's just gliding in the socket. And rather than swinging the arm, really try to make sure this is coming from the shoulder forward and back. So maybe even placing a hand near the shoulder and making sure you can just feel that press forward and then that lengthening back coming from that internal, external shoulder rotation. Let's just do a couple more. And then we're just going to move that in a circle. So as you bring it forward, bring it up and then bring it back. So we're just adding on to that gliding forward and back, just starting to really hydrate through this socket, getting all that synovial fluid moving around to support it, and really supporting that hydration of the joint and all the surrounding tissues. And after about 5 one direction, all you're going to do is change that direction. So we're finding it in both movement patterns. And then slowly release. So we're going to come onto the floor, grab your myofascial release ball, and we're going to place it right behind the shoulder here. So not necessarily on the traps, the top of the shoulders, but actually just right behind this entire area of the shoulder. And then as you lay down, it should be underneath of you. Now go ahead and bend the arm, and then just start to use your arm as your direction. So just playing around with movement patterns, moving that entire shoulder around the ball. So rather than lifting up and moving our bodies around the ball, keep the ball in place and just allow all of the tissue to move around the ball. And again, play around with different movement patterns, just trying to get that entire area. And then once you feel like it, then you can start to lift a little weight off and start to move the ball with the shoulder. And again, just moving around in different movement patterns, trying to hydrate all that tissue. And then when it feels good, just extend your arm out to the side, maybe straight out like a T or maybe down at an angle if that feels better. If you feel any pinching or pain, just move the ball a little bit or move the arm so we cannot feel too much pain, but we should feel a little bit of sensation as we're just compressing that tissue, encouraging it to release and to open up, allowing for more mobility. And take one more breath here. And then slowly reach back and remove that myofascial release ball. And we're going to finish with one more exercise. So go ahead and lay on to one side. Now, again, we're staying on that left arm. So as you come onto the side, you're going to lay all the way on your right hip with everything stacked. And then we're going to slowly, in a big arch, as close as you can keep the hand to the floor, start to sweep that left arm all the way overhead and then open up into this spinal twist. And then all you're going to do is reverse that. So again, keeping that hand as close to the floor as your shoulder mobility will allow. And it's okay if it lifts up, just honor where you are. And just feel that gentle rotation all the way around. And where you start to feel it getting a little harder, go ahead and slow down and really focus on breathing through to support you. And we'll just go for about 8 to 10 repetitions. And really start to notice how that's feeling right there in that shoulder. It should feel more nourishing and hydrating than anything painful. So really approach your mobility with that mindset of nourishing your body. And then slowly release and work your way up to a seated position. Now from here, you can either stand or stay seated. And then all we're gonna do is lift those arms overhead. And hopefully the one that we worked comes back a little bit more than the other. So you can see here in my orientation, my left arm naturally started to align without having to pop my rib cage open or feel it in my low back. And my right arm has some work to do. So I hope that you found this video helpful, and feel free to use it in a recovery day or before and after a workout to really start to open up those shoulders so that you can feel more supported and nourished in your body. Please make sure to subscribe and to like and to continue to follow, as we'll be adding more videos. Until next time, be well.